Hey, hey, hey. I'm here, y'all. I am so sorry. Oh, I am here. Okay, let's see. Who is... All right, y'all. I'm so sorry. I am so sorry. I don't like being late like this. But I was having all kind of technical difficulties today. So there we go. There go my fire. I was like, oh, wait a minute, the furnace stuff blew out. Oh no. Let me get the music and turn the music off. Oh Lord, no, I'm so sorry. Yeah, I'm not gonna be on no camera because your girl is just all over the place today and I ain't looking up to par. So I will not be on no camera. So since I'm so late, we're not gonna spend too much time talking. We're gonna get into it. Hey Tamika, what's going on? I am so sorry. I don't like being late.
Hey, what's going on? Hey, everybody.
Hey, I'm so sorry. I do not like being late. I'm all discombobulated. Look at the mess. Everything is a mess. You should see my desk. I got crap everywhere. I'm just all over the place. And then I was having technical difficulties with the computer. Everything was freezing up on me, and I was like, "Oh my god,
Yeah, it
I ain't
happens.
got
That's a
time for
part
this."
of this life.
Yeah, and then and I think my camera was I had to say, well, I ain't even gonna try to get on camera tonight. It is what it is. Hey Candy, thank you for coming through. Sally, I'm so sorry I'm late. I'm hoping you still here. Hey Andre, but I ain't even put it out. I meant to put it out on the Discord and all that. There's catch the replay. We're gonna keep the train moving because I don't want to spend too much more time. Let's see, yeah, it's already 9:30 now. Um Girl, what you think about this episode real fast?
It
Did
was
you
good.
like
It was good. I don't think it's been an episode yet. Like, I feel the same way about Godfather of Harlem that I do Raising Canaan. I don't really feel like they miss, and I love that they incorporate. We was talking about this last week. I know I said it before. The history in it, some real, fun facts and historical things, even though they switch some things around. But I enjoy it. I just was irritated by some of the stuff that was going on, but that come with the territory.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I agree with everything you just said. I do not think um that this is a bad season. I'm enjoying it. I like the pacing. Um, I like storytelling. So, it's like reading a book. You want to keep on finding out what's going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
And so no, I'm here for it. I'm here for it. So far so good. Now, I can tell you one thing and we're going to get into it. That damn Frank Lucas is on my goddamn last nerve, okay? I
Yeah, he definitely irritating my nerve.
I can tell this guy probably wasn't likable. I mean, I don't know about the real Frank Lucas, but if he's anything like how they writing him in this story, he was not likable. He was not likable. I'm telling you, he is working my nerves. So I did get some pictures. I'm telling you, I was rushing and couldn't get them up there at the PDF file like how normally do. But I got up there as a it's going like slides of video. So I did what I could do. in a short amount of time. But anyway, so we start off with finally Bumpy and Mamie. They're gonna have the ribbon cutting, and I got Margaret there too. Ribbon cutting ceremony for the land, the property, because he wants to build this nightclub, this club St. Clair. Um, and we all know that was a real lady. That Bumpy and the real life Bumpy actually did work for this black woman. She was actually one who was running Harlem. She was. They said she was not to be messed with too. Um,
Mm-hmm.
I know you've heard about her or seen pictures of her stuff, yeah. And well, so as he's sitting there about to cut the ribbon and the press is out there taking pictures, here come these guys, these goons coming to protest. These were the union guys, the construction guys. Bumpy looked like what the hell going on? Even made me look like what the hell was going on.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah,
uh
you know, nothing could ever go smooth for Bumpy. It always gotta be some mess in the mix.
right. And this guy's name Mickey Campanelli or something like that. I might be saying it wrong, but I know it's Mickey Campanelli. And he's saying he the union, um, I guess representative, whatever. I forgot the term he used now, even though I just watched it. Um, but he's like the union rep type thing, and he wants them to. Hey, P. Bronson. Um, he's like, no, pretty much you got to use their guys. Bumpy's like, no, I want to have our own people. I want to have our people. You know what I'm saying? Black people for the job. Well, and this guy wasn't having it. Next thing you know, a fight broke out. And they caught Chance and all of them. Of course, the media caught. They didn't catch the pictures of the Italians beating up the blacks. They caught the pictures of the blacks beating up the Italians. You notice that?
Yeah, that's what I was saying. I was actually talking on the phone with my God sister when the episode was first starting, and I'm seeing this part, and I said, "Wow!" I said, and this was, would still be relevant today. I said, even though they're fighting each other, the way they shooting the camera shots, it make it seem like you catching when the black person is throwing the punch, but you ain't catching it the opposite way. And then Chance and them trying to break it up, and Bumpy just looking like, I know y'all freaking lying, like y'all not about to mess up my damn day. He was too
Yeah,
through.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. That was there. He looked like he was like you said. Bumpy just can't catch a break. He can't catch a break. Every time he get on the track to one thing, then something else happens. So while all that's going on one side of town, we on another side of town, and then we got a Phoenix Shakur and the Black Panther Party, and they doing what the Black Panther Party is known for is community work. They did a lot of community work. People can say what they want about them, and all this other stuff, but this other crap. But they were for the people, and they used to be in the streets giving out food, the breakfast program, giving out groceries, helping people with sickle cell anemia screening, health screening, all kinds of stuff. I mean, the list goes on, right, Tamika? I think we've talked about this on many occasions with the Black Panther Party. And I'm actually, Tamika, I'm never going to stop talking about the Black Panther Party. They should be highlighted all the time because
Yeah,
the
I
stuff
think it
they
was a
did,
lot more negative stuff said about them back in the days. I think in the recent years, people have been shining more of a light on, the fact that they did all these different things and had different programs. That wasn't really at the forefront back in the days that I could remember, people saying, "Oh, well, look at the good things they was doing in the community." That wasn't talked about as much, and I feel like we have to talk about it so people can know that they was doing these things, and we all have to continue to do these things because, child,
right?
they trying
Absolutely.
to stop so much stuff.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree because yeah, they trying to stop so much stuff now. So that's why we have to keep it going and shine a light, as you say, on these people constantly, the men and the women. The
Absolutely.
women held it down just as much as the men, and and it seemed like at least Black History Month, I always go back and watch that PBS documentary on the Black Panther Party. It is so good,
Yeah.
and I learn something every time I watch it, like a different angle, different conversation that somebody said. But anyway, I ain't gonna go down that rabbit hole about them because I just think they were just remarkable people. Now, were they perfect people? No, because they're humans and we all make mistakes. They made mistakes, but they they were doing the best that they could, and with the limited resources they had, they did a lot. So that's what they were trying to do here. And they were at a schoolyard, like a school on the school property, like the playground. And so now we meet this guy named Sadiq, and y'all know who this is from Power, right? This was Noma's man. What was his name?
Yeah, I
What was
can't even
his
think of
name?
his name right now, but I know
Yeah,
who it
and
is.
I wasn't even paying no attention. My son had to remind me. Oh, you know that's the guy who got killed in Power Book 2. I said, wait a minute, you right, because I just wasn't paying attention at the time. And I was like, yeah, that's him. I forgot his name now, but if Demarcus was here, he would tell us. But yeah, that's that guy. I haven't seen him
Hmm.
since Power, so I'm glad to see him doing something. Hopefully he survived. Hopefully he survived here. Hopefully his ass survived. He needed to go on Powell because remember how he was on there. He needed to go. But at least now she done joined the movement and she's deep into it now. How you feel about Elise joining the movement of Black Panther movement?
Yeah, you could kind of tell that this was going to be her next route. She didn't feel like she fit in with the Nation of Islam anymore. She wasn't feeling them. She didn't like how they treated Malcolm and how they was treating her boo.
And
And
she
so,
wasn't feeling the way Mamie runs things.
yeah, yeah, she's definitely
Real
not
kind of
feeling that.
bougie and all that. Yeah.
Hmm.
So yeah, this is the next trajectory that she gonna go. For some reason or another, though, I don't know if they're gonna show us this or not. But if they do, I could see her at least getting locked up. I could see her probably getting locked up, doing something with the Black Panther Party.
Yeah, I can see that because I didn't know we was gonna be going where we was going this episode. I'm like, oh Lord, and I don't know how I would feel about that because Elisa came so far.
Right, right, right. And so like she was out there helping with the food table, and then now she was gonna pass out some information or whatever. She's just doing some stuff with the people, and then here come the pigs. You know what I'm saying? And here they come, and talking about and the Feeney talking about this is free. I mean, this is free land. We can stand where we want. And the cop like, nah, this ain't no free land. And they just arrested Feeney for no reason. Talking about resisting arrest. She wasn't resisting nothing. She was
Yeah,
just
we
standing
already
there.
know how that goes. If you just standing
Mhm.
there and they don't like what you doing, they gonna come, oh, you resisted and wanna pull her away, and that's gonna piss everybody else off.
Right, right. And they come ready to start beating you up. That's the thing. They came with the billy club,
Exactly.
ready. They come
Hmm.
ready to do that. Just, I mean, what's the difference there with the cops now? When they come with the intention to kill, and you have to then, well, now I ain't even gonna go down that rabbit hole about cops. But hey, Bigger for Entertainment. Um,
Hey, Bigger Four, thank you for coming through.
I hear, yeah, Kayla in the background said, "Yeah, power to the
You just
people."
going off.
She said, "Power to the people." I hear. Uh, so Feeny gets arrested, and then they got to try to figure out how to get her out. So while that's all going on, uh, okay, Bumpy tried to go and talk to the big man, Mickey, this big dude, to try to see how they can work something out. And he was like, he tried to compare being Italian to being black. You know what I'm saying? How they Bumpy even called him out on that. I know you ain't trying to compare your struggle to our struggle. We were slaves. And y'all came here voluntarily. You know what I'm saying? So they always do that. All these groups do that.
But
They
are we shocked? I mean, are we shocked or are we surprised that
no, we ain't
he
shocked.
gonna try to get with the woe is me and my struggle? Come on now.
Yeah, yeah. They talking about they couldn't get no jobs. What are you? What? So it's almost really hilarious that because they still talk about this like right now. These these
Exactly.
people that
Yeah.
they do this right now. They make it seem like they're struggling. Their problems is bigger than our problem. Yeah, Lord, it still goes on. And why? So then Stella goes to talk to Columbo, right? So she's asking about oh, what happened to I wrote his name down, Cowboy Nick. Did she she's asking Columbo if he knew anything and what might have happened and or did he have anything to do with it, right? And he's like, no, I ain't had nothing to do with that. And Stella, I think do you think she wants violence or she just trying to she want to make money without having violence? Cause she gonna have to take somebody out at one point or
I
call
don't
the
know.
shots
Stella
again.
just annoys me. I just feel like she's trying to get her little game, get in where she could fit in. She gonna do what's most convenient and best for her. She definitely do want to make money, and she want to show them that she could be in control. But even when her father was talking to her, he was telling her that she gonna have to be stern and there's things that she gonna be having to do. I don't think she too above doing it if it come down to it.
No, yeah, I don't think she. I know she would. Yeah, even if she got to do it herself, I really believe she would.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Mhm. Well, yeah. And so, what was the? I can't remember now. What was the advice that Columbo gave her? Did he say something about? Oh man, I'm trying to remember what he told her. Cause I can't remember now.
I don't
When he,
remember.
yeah, I can't remember now. But to try to find out who might have done it. So I forgot what he had told her. But so as far as Bumpy's concerned, he got nowhere with this guy. So he got to try a different avenue.
Hmm.
Let's see. Now we getting over to Frank, and Frank is on our last nerve right now. He go to the pawn shop, so he got the ring of the cowboy Nick,
Hmm.
who he done took his, he done unalived him. So he got that ring. Now that was the dumbest thing. If you're gonna
Yeah,
go
this
to a
was
pawn
stupid to
shop,
me.
Tamika,
Mm.
if you steal something, find some whatever. If you gonna take it to the pawn, especially the way he got it. If you unalive somebody, took their jewelry, you don't go to the pawn shop in your neighborhood. If you gonna go to a pawn shop, you go somewhere far where anybody going, know you. Why would you go to the one that's right in your neighborhood? That everybody know this man too, like the neighborhood pawn shop. He's real stupid.
Exactly. And it ain't just anybody that you took out. You took out a made man that's well known, that has a piece of jewelry that people know and would be able to identify. And then you go
Mhm.
to the local shop. That just didn't make any sense. That you over here trying to bargain and think you gonna get more money. Like
What he
anybody
asked for?
know.
What he asked for 500 at first, right? He
Yeah,
asked
when you
for
go to the
500.
pawn shop, you already know you don't get nowhere near what it's worth any damn way. But
Yeah.
yeah, he was supposed to either go all the way uptown, all the way downtown. He
You
definitely
go
wasn't supposed to
somewhere.
stay
You
in the
go
same.
somewhere way far, like
Yeah.
very far. Yeah, out of the go over to Jersey or somewhere. You go somewhere on another. But he ain't got no car, and he probably don't know how to get around. He's still new, but I mean, get in a taxi, go somewhere far, and then yeah, because you don't go to the neighborhood pawn shop, and everybody know this guy, but he's just not even thinking. Um, but I knew it wasn't gonna be the end of that. I knew it wasn't gonna be the end of it. Yeah, Candy, right? A country bumpkin. That's country bumpkin. Yes. Um, so we sitting all around the table at dinner, and Margaret sounds like she getting a little bit influenced by Elise with the Black Panther thing. Would you think so?
Yeah, I think she has like her connection with at least like what we was even talking about the last time we was talking about her. She's growing up now. She been away. She's back. She feel like she's turning into a lady. She don't feel like she's a little kid. She even was getting influenced and liking what the Black Panthers was saying, and was saying they was fine when she was watching them on TV. So it ain't too
Right.
shocking, you know. I think she identifies more with Elise than she do with Mamie, and it's probably
Oh, I can understand that why
yeah,
that. Yeah.
yeah. Mhm.
I definitely can understand it. I mean, shit, identify more with Elise than Manny. So I understand that. But so when she mentioned about going to Berkeley, which is out there in the Bay Area, and and a lot of the Panthers did go to Berkeley. I believe, like I think Huey P. Newton went to Berkeley, and maybe Bobby Rush too. Some of the because them guys were smart. They weren't no dummies. They were college. A lot of them were very young at the time too, and they were
Oh
college
yeah.
educated guys.
Hmm.
But they
Yeah.
just wasn't. They just wasn't putting up with the no more stuff no more. You know what I'm saying? So, um, well, when he found out, Bumpy found out that she done joined the party, he said, "Oh, that's why you wearing that afro." I
Yeah,
found
that
that.
was funny. Of course, you're
Yeah,
gonna associate that with that.
yeah, right. And she and Mamie was like, "Oh, let's clear the table, let's leave," you know. And she asked for $500, and he said, "I'll give you $500, but you gotta take off that jacket." Like she said, "Forget your $500 then." She figured something else out. You know, he said,
I
come and work
understand.
with me."
Yeah. I don't know. I guess it's just like they from a different time, and like we already said, the Panthers is looked at in a certain way because, in all honesty, like we said, Alita's came a long way. She's not into all the things that she used to be into. She's trying to kind of find her space and where she want to be at now. And I don't know why it seems like even though her and Bumpy have a better relationship, you know, when she comes to ask him for help with something, you would think he would be like, okay, well, I know she's not using it for drugs. She ain't doing nothing, you know, negative or whatever. Like, he would be more supportive and want to do it, even though I could understand why he felt that way when she was asking for help with the guy in jail, Omar, whatever. But I don't know. It
Hmm.
just seemed like most times when she's coming, he's still kind of just being like, yeah, no. And I really wouldn't think he would have that attitude. But
Yeah.
at the same time, I think it's just like
Well, he said
different
he didn't want her to get.
generations.
He said he didn't
Yeah,
want her to get arrested,
yeah,
or I guess, or killed. But I
mhm.
don't know. I think he also they also. It's more about their image. I think.
Yeah,
Yeah, they
that
look at the
too.
black.
And they just don't understand like what this new thing is that you know you calling yourself doing.
Hmm. Hmm. I forgot this guy name. Is it Pino or Gino or something? I forgot what his name is. But I love how Stella kept telling him to shut the hell up. She kept saying, "Shut up, be quiet, don't listen to him." And he looking at Stella like, "Damn, she disrespecting me right here in front of Bumpy." Because Bumpy came to Stella, right, asking for help about this Mickey Capoletta guy.
Hmm.
Uh, but I just love the disrespect that she gave this guy, this other mob guy.
Yeah, and they don't like that, and they don't like Bumpy on top of that, and you're doing it in front of him. You're not even doing it in front of, like, you know, one of the other Italian guys. But this proposition that Bumpy came with and him asking her for help was actually a help. Like, it would be a help to both of them. It would be a win-win situation.
Right.
And that's why it ticked me off even more later, child, because I just was
Um,
like,
the, and this, I mean, I don't know any facts on this. I didn't do no research. I don't know no
mm-hmm,
facts, but I had never heard. And much as I have read and watched a lot of movies and documentaries about the mob during them, the mob eras, I never heard of any woman being in charge of any. You know, I'm not saying it didn't happen, but I'm just so I don't know if this would have really happened in real life. We know this is not true life
I
story,
mean,
but
yeah, she's not a real person anyway. They just have her for the show.
yeah.
Like,
Oh, okay, okay, yeah. Because I'm
yeah.
about to say because that just made me think about it. Said the way she
Hmm.
was talking to him and telling him to shut up. I'm like, I don't think in real life a mobster chick. I mean,
Yeah,
No,
probably behind the scenes,
you
which is
might do
what
some,
her
yeah,
father was saying, but
yeah,
not
you
in the
might do some
open.
stuff behind the scenes, but you
Yeah,
ain't gonna be running your mouth. And matter of fact, you might not even be at the meetings and stuff. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, they because he make him look real stupid. This guy, and he is stupid.
he really is. If we
hmm
being honest.
Right. All right. So they had there one of their apartments. The Panthers are all uh standing at this apartment, I guess, over in Harlem, and a lot of people have been there, bump beds everywhere, and Elise was coming in there for the first time with Sadiq, and he was showing her around. And then this other guy, I didn't write his name down, but the guy in the blue shirt, he was talking about how much it's going to cost. I mean, they ain't have enough money to get Afeni out of jail, So she said, "But can't you ask some of the followers?" And he said, "No, I can't keep going to them and asking them for money. And probably the people that's following them is poor people, so they probably ain't got no money anyway. So they ain't have enough money raised up. So she came up with the plan of robbing a drug dealer. It's like it's like a Robin Hood type of thing. You rob from the rob from the rich to get to the poor. It's a type of thing like that. So first he was like, "No, it's not gonna be a good idea," and then they decided they would try it out. Um,
Yeah, I didn't think this was a good idea at all. And even when he was looking down and he said, "Nah, I don't think this is right. I don't think we got enough, info got stuff set up enough." And they was like, "Why? No, we got it." I was saying,
they had
"No,
no
the
other
hell
way.
y'all don't."
They
Like
had no other way to get money.
yeah,
They
I just
needed.
knew something was gonna go wrong. I was like, "This is not gonna go the way y'all think it's gonna go."
Well,
I
I
didn't know
don't really
what
give
was
a.
gonna happen, but I knew something was gonna
I
go
know. I
wrong.
know. We're gonna get there in a minute. I don't really give a damn about that person that's gone, but cause I mean, I don't.
Hmm.
We ain't know him no way, and he's a drug dealer, so nobody care about. But I think it might come back and bite her in the butt. But we
Yeah,
get
I just hate the position that it put her in. Yeah, and I
right,
mean that's not you could tell it's gonna have an impact on her and change her life. So yeah.
right. Um, So Stella is at with Columbo, and she's asking questions about this Mickey Capoletta guy. Turns out that she knows that he's been skimming and skimming the books and doing stuff, and or they skimming the IRS, I think is what it is. And he gonna Columbo talking about, oh, Mickey, he's old school. He don't even like the blacks. The blacks. I can't stand when somebody puts the in front of us.
They always say the
And when
blacks.
they put the in front of our thing, the blacks. So maybe I'll go around and start saying the whites, the Asian, this. I mean, because most of us don't really talk like that. You know what I'm saying? They always showing us disrespect. Then we got the pawn shop guy again. And like I said, I knew we wasn't done with him. He ends up calling. Well, I guess the word had been on the street that if anybody knows about what might have happened, about that cowboy Nick to contact Bumpy or whatever, contact his people. So, word spread, and Harlem ain't but so big, right? So I'm sure everybody know everybody. Everybody knows Bumpy. So this pawn shop guy, he calls Pettigrew, and this guy thought he was gonna get his 250 back. He got 200. He still didn't get his other $50. And he had a nerve to ask for 400. And Pettigrew said, "You ain't never paid nobody $400 for nothing before."
Exactly, they
He was
already
trying
knew
to
that.
he was trying to con them. Shit, he still ended up out of $50. So well, he gave him a great description of Frank Lucas, a country bumpkin dude, a nice looking guy, talking slick and all that. They gave him a great description of him, and he knew exactly who it was. He knew exactly who he was talking about. It didn't take a rocket science because they've been dealing with Frank every every day since he been in town with his foolishness. So yeah, we knew this was going wasn't gonna go good for Frank. So they said they was gonna scope out the place and I guess see who's coming and going because Elise had already told them because she would know now we know that she knew about this place, but because she was used to be there, but it was only one drug dealer and everybody else was just junkies. So
Yeah.
it's like to me, if you got like a trap house like this, crack house, trap house, dope fiend house, everybody call it something different, but it's all the same thing. You should have at least okay, you should at least have two people at the minimum because you need to have security or somebody or so somebody else watching out on things. You can't just come in and out as a drug dealer and the junkies in there doing their own thing. It could go wrong. I don't know. I would think you at least have a lookout on the outside of the place, but they didn't because they was easy
Yeah,
to.
you would think that, but maybe he just had been here so long, and I don't know, nobody ain't messed with him, so he didn't feel like he needed it.
Yeah, yeah, and maybe it could be in a part of town where everybody is. I mean, it probably say nobody coming over here mess with nobody over here. It could be like that too. So you're right. Well, he Sadiq was like sort of judging the people, and I like that Elise said, "Well, you really can't judge them, unless you've been in their shoes." She knows because she been in that situation. And then we see the picture of the guy that we know now is Ronnie. Um, but we didn't know who he was at the time. But that's the guy that's gonna get taken out. Um, we find out Sadiq is from Memphis, and they made his way up to New York. So they claim they scoping things out, but they should have I don't know, they should have had somebody outside watching the place. Then when he was coming in there. Hey Brandon, I just watched episodes 3 and 4 when I got back from vacation. I can't stand Stella. Look, Tamika don't like her either. So, Tamika don't like her either, Brandon. Yeah. No, Stella do get on our nerves for sure. I ain't fond of her. Yeah, I'm not fond of her because I think she definitely an opportunist, and I just don't trust her.
Yep.
Yeah, I just don't trust her. So we got Chance. Chance is that Chance. One thing about Chance, he tells Bumpy how it is. Don't you think so? He gives him the real.
Yeah, he give him his honest opinion. You gotta have people around you like that. Him and when they show Whoopi, she usually be putting him. I forget her character name, but she usually be putting him up to straight and saying to you, "Are you sure you want to do this?" And I think you
Oh,
gotta have
Whoopi
somebody
Goldberg
around you.
character.
Yeah, you gotta
Yeah,
have people around you like that. You can't just have a whole bunch of
a
yes
yes
men.
man. Right.
Yeah.
Right. 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 Yeah, you got to have people to tell you when you wrong. Um, but yeah, he wants to set up steal the books, both sets of books, because he found out they got two set of books. They got a clean set, and then they got the dirty set of books, and so they skimming and not with the IRS and all that. So he wants Chance to go into um their union hall and steal both sets of books, and Chance Chance is always down for doing anything. I don't care what you ask him to do, he does it. He does everything. Yeah, I mean, so it's gonna be terrible when he ain't here no more. But um, Tamika had to step away for a second. Um, yeah, Brandon, I agree. Chance was real smart in this episode. He really was. He really was. Uh, he had me laughing. He had me laughing in this episode. Um, and seeing that Chance is Bumpy's oldest friend, I I don't want to get taken off. Yes, I don't want nothing to happen to Chance. I really don't. I don't want him to go. I hope nothing happens. So let's pray on that. Let's cross our fingers and toes that they don't get rid of this character. But you know how these shows are. You know, the people sometimes that you like, they get rid of, and the people that you can't stand will stay around. So we'll see what happens. Um, okay, so Elise came up with this plan. She drew out the plans of the how the place is shaped. Y'all know what I'm trying to say. The little architect plans on how, so she could say she know the entrance and where they come and go, how many people are usually there. She was telling them it's usually only one drug
Hmm.
dealer and then just junkies in there. So she
Yeah,
had the
this was
the
their
full plan.
second chance that they could have backed out because they was still feeling a little shaky about it.
Well, the guy in the jean jacket, he was shaky about it.
Yeah.
Sadiq, Sadiq was
Hmm.
for it. And
Right.
but okay, even if they backed out, where was they gonna get the money to get a Feeney out? They didn't have
Yeah.
enough money,
They didn't
you
have
know.
enough.
So
Yeah.
um, I have to give Elise credit in this episode. She really stepped up. She did. She did. Elise has been solid ever since after once she got herself clean. Elise has been solid. She was solid with the Nation of Islam.
She is, and she
Yes,
always found herself in
and
this
she's helped out.
predicament.
She's helped out Bumpy, and she's helped out Mamie. She's helped out
Hmm.
everybody. Seems
That's
like,
what I
right?
was about to say. She always finds herself in these situations where she's trying to help people. It may not always go as planned or go smooth, but she's always kind of putting herself out there trying to help people, help her family, help her friends, help the people she care about. Yeah.
Hmm. Brandon says, speaking of Afeni, prayers to her. Yes, yeah, rest in peace. Rest in peace. Hope she's up there with her son now in heaven and no more suffering, and they can be together. So yeah,
Hmm.
rest in peace. To her. Um. Okay, so they seem like they're gonna go with it because they ain't got no other plan. But now, so we got Frank out here shooting craps and winning money. And Pettigrew knows he doesn't. Him and Chance seem to know everything. They know. I guess they run Harlem, so they know everything about what's going on and where everybody at all times.
Oh yeah, they
So,
keep their ear to the street.
so they keep their
Hmm.
ear to the street. So they found him, and man, when he put his foot on his hand on Frank's hand, that was funny to me. And he punched him and gave him an eye jammy and punched him in his eye. Like she said, look, he wants to see you. He said, for what?
Yeah, I'm sick of him. Like, how did you think you was gonna do this and it wasn't gonna come back around? And you sitting here playing in damn Bumpy face. You don't think Bumpy gonna find out about this and have nothing else to say to you? He already gave you a warning. How many warnings you think you gonna get?
Right. Yeah, and Bumpy told him said, yes, they do got soldiers on the street. So somebody probably came back to them and told them, oh yeah, that guy's over here shooting craps. And Bumpy told him, Matt, I thought I told you to go back down North Carolina. I told you to get out of town.
Yeah, then
You
you
know,
want to sit there and play in his face. Oh, we both come from the South. We both know the struggle. Man, get out of here. I was
yeah,
so
we
sick
both
of
know the
it.
struggle. Get out of my face. Yeah. Oh, he was sitting there trying to, yeah, like you said, playing his face, sitting there almost damn near about to cry. Like, so you gonna send me on over to the people, send me on, like shipping him over to the wolves, pretty much. Yeah, I don't think Bumpy probably wanted to do it, but Bumpy he needed to get this Mickey Capoletta guy off his back. So,
Exactly. And then
so
they
I don't think
wanted
he
to
wanted to
know
do it with Frank.
who was the person that had took out what was his name? The one that Frank took out.
Cowboy
Yeah,
Nick.
they wanted
Mhm.
answers for that. And so in order for him to make his deal, it was like, well, yeah, go ahead, take him because he's the one that did it. And I need him out of my head anyway. He's been a pain in my ass since he got here. It made
Right,
sense.
right. He really has been. He been paid right. And look, and let's be clear, nobody, even Columbo said this, I forgot to mention earlier. Nobody even likes Cowboy Nick. It's not a it's really the principle of it. You can't go
Right.
around taking out a made guy, but but
Exactly.
no one is feeling sad. No one is making a repass service for a Cowboy Nick. Like nobody cares, you know. But it's the point is they can't have their men being taken out, you know, especially if it's like, and they made a point, say it could have been anybody who did it because he wasn't liked by nobody.
Exactly.
Yeah, so it could have been anybody. That's I think that's why it just dawned on me
But
early
he
when he
put
was
a
saying
target on his back by going with the damn ring. Like that was just dumb, like we were
if
saying
yeah,
earlier.
yeah. If you're going to pawn the ring, you should have took it like we said and go out of this out of the New York area right there. Go somewhere a little far. But he wasn't thinking. I probably would just I would just threw it down the sewer somewhere. You know what I'm saying? So,
Yeah,
but
but he thinking he's smarter than every damn body.
mm, Bumpy would have told me that I would have left and did what he told me to. Yeah, I mean, yeah, he wasn't trying to listen to Bumpy. He wasn't trying to listen to what Bumpy was telling. Oh, and the thing is, Frank can't go back to North Carolina. So he can't, they ran him out of North Carolina for the stuff he did. So he couldn't go back anyway.
Right.
Like he was ran out of the South. So,
Hmm.
um,
But at the
mm.
end of the day, that's not Bumpy problem. He basically was saying you ain't got to go home, but you got to get the hell up out of
Hell
here.
out of here. Right. That is right. So now they decide to go ahead and go with this heist thing and this robbery. And Sadiq is passing out hammers to everybody in the car. She said, "Is that necessary? Do we have to do that?" He said, "We ain't going up in there without some protection." And I agree
That's
with
when
Sadiq on
I
that.
really knew shit was gonna hit the fan. I kept knowing it was gonna hit the fan, but once they gave her that hammer, I said, "Lord have mercy," because if they
But,
give it to her, she gonna have to use it in some way, some
but
form.
girl, if me, you, and Moochie decide to go do a heist, so we ain't going in there without some hammers. Cause ain't no
Mhm.
way we gonna go and do something and we ain't got no protection just in case something jump off. So
Mhm.
Sadiq is right about they needed some protection because if not, if they didn't have nothing, old boy Ronnie, he was the low level dealer. He would have hurt her,
Mhm.
you know. So hey, Steven.
Hey,
Um,
see. Yeah,
but
unfortunately, and the fact
so
that they all like went in and they looking all around and nobody is seeing, like it's looking like
I think
nobody's
somebody
there.
at the
Like, oh,
door.
we came here for nothing. But I said, well, y'all, I don't know. They didn't have it maneuvered right to have somebody be in this
First of all,
section and this section. Cause
Ronnie
how
shouldn't
they
have been
didn't
able to
see
get that
him
close in there. Like, didn't nobody see?
exactly.
Somebody
That's
should have
what.
been at the door or somewhere.
Right.
Like
Hmm.
while Sadiq and Elise is in one part of the apartment,
Right.
they in another part of the place. They
Exactly.
should have had somebody like a lookout at the door or something. Ronnie should
Right.
have never been able to get in there.
Exactly. Because they looking like, oh, nobody's here. But then when he looked down, he seen that the cigarette was burning. So it's like, oh shit, somebody is here. And they couldn't have went that far. And as soon as he turned around, he see him and he's
Oh,
like
unless
a
he was
leaf.
hiding. Maybe
And
hey,
it
maybe he
was
was
just like
hiding.
a jerk reaction.
Yeah,
I don't
maybe
know whether he was hiding or whether he went to the
we
bathroom
saw
or
the
what.
cigarette was burning out. The cigarette was a freshly lit cigarette. Yeah,
Right.
yeah. And you're right, Brandon. Never go anywhere without protection. If you're gonna
Hmm.
do something like this, you got to have protection.
Yeah.
This wasn't her first time shooting off a pow pow because I think remember she did it and she helped her father out when she
Oh
took
yeah,
that.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't
Hmm.
her first time using a piece.
No.
But it just
But
was
it
a
just you could tell that it was just like a shot because he's like calling her name and then she turned around and see him and
right,
I was
right.
like,
Yeah, she
damn.
turns in and then turns out that I mean, yeah, you see her face like, oh my God, because she knew him, and turns out now we find out that this is the baby daddy. This
Right.
is Margaret's biological father.
Yeah,
You
I
know?
was like, oh shit. when she said
So
that.
she done took this dude down.
Right. I didn't know it was that personal.
Now, I wonder, was this like a boyfriend she had and he got her hooked on the drugs? We didn't get all that
Yeah,
information,
we
but I just
didn't get
wonder.
it. Yeah.
Yeah,
I
and
don't
just
know.
because
Definitely
you know that happens.
could have been a possibility.
Yeah, you know that happens sometimes. Sometimes the men, if you dating somebody, they get you hooked on the stuff. So, um, yeah, we don't know one way or another. Could be, yeah. And maybe not, because it could be just somebody uh that
Yeah, there's a possibility. Like she didn't go that deep into it. Like I said, I was caught off guard when she was like, your father. I was like, wait a damn minute. I said, oh damn, that was the baby daddy. And she put three hot ones in him.
oh, wait a minute, our girl want me to send her the link. Hold on one
Hey,
second.
Moochie.
I man, let me what I just do with the thing. Let me just do it in the chat real fast, because I ain't got time to be scrolling through trying to get the. All right, Mooch, I just put it here in the chat. Now, it's not for everybody to jump on Stephen Harris, okay? It's just for Moochie. Oh, here we go. Here we go. There
All
we
right, I
go.
clicked on it already. I'm here.
Yeah, there we go.
Okay,
Girl,
Moochie.
I was late starting anyway, but
Mm-hmm.
well, what did you think about this with Elise? Were you shocked, Moochie, when you find out this her baby daddy?
Yeah, and how's you gonna tell Margaret like that? Like, as a matter of fact, that was your daddy that died.
Yeah,
Okay,
I wasn't
I'm just
expecting
saying,
that.
like, that was so tasteless. Like, what
Mm-mm.
was you doing? Like, she was like, "Why tell me now? I ain't knowing when he was alive."
And she said,
Right.
And
and
Ellswood Johnson is my daddy.
I know that's
mhm.
right. That's just my baby daddy. That's just my baby daddy. I was like, damn.
I feel like they wrote that as an afterthought.
I'm not really sure. I don't know. I mean, maybe she was shocked, but yes, Margaret made a good point though. I didn't know him before, and you wasn't never even talking about this man, so you wasn't thinking about him either. But I think she was just
Yeah,
shocked.
I don't think. Yeah, it's like, how is she really supposed to react to that? First of all, she went through finding out that Bumpy and Amy wasn't her biological parents, and finding out that Elise was her mother, and then kind of, being able to form a relationship with her and get to know her. And now you come in like, oh, by the way, your daddy died. If you want to know anything, it's like, what really is supposed to be her reaction to that? I'm sure
Mhm.
she probably had a mixture of feelings, but she had a good point. Like, girl, you ain't
Mhm.
been talking about him, so you ain't care about him either.
Right,
Exactly.
right,
I
right.
still think to me, it's still like they sisters. Like, you know how
Yeah.
people done used to do that back in the day
Yes.
with teen
Hmm.
pregnancies and stuff, and
Oh
say that
yeah,
they.
definitely. Oh yeah, that happens. All that happened. That you always happen. It don't.
Yeah.
I don't think it happened like that so much now, but back in the day, yeah. People would
Hmm.
send you down south,
Oh
come
yeah,
and then
absolutely.
you act like that was your cousin or your uh
Hmm.
sister or whatever it is.
Right.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, Brandon. Chance was funny in this scene. These two Italians come up here asking him because he's scoping out the place. He waiting for Mickey Capoletti to leave the Union Hall so he can go in there and steal the books. And he dressed like a janitor, and they was like, "What the hell you doing up in there?" He said, "First of all, I don't even understand what the hell you talking about." He said, "What the hell is you saying?" And the lady could speak English, and she
What
said,
are you doing in our neighborhood?
he said, "I'm the janitor." That's what I'm doing.
That was funny.
Yeah,
I
that
know.
part
I
was
love
funny.
Chance. Brandon had said earlier that we don't want nothing to happen to Chance because we love Chance. Chance is down for everything. Anytime you ask him to do something, he be like, he got it.
One of them gotta go though. I don't
I
think it's gonna
I
be him. I
know.
think it's
Y'all
gonna be
been
the other
saying it.
one.
I
Yeah.
know.
Uh-huh.
But I don't mean no
Uh,
harm. Pettigrew could go before Chance.
That's
So,
what I think it's gonna be too. We was just talking about it, me and Lamont, and
mm,
I think it's gonna be him because he's the one that was kind of iffy on stuff. Remember, he stole from Bumpy before.
Right.
He
Exactly.
will. He
And he's
may jump
always
ship.
and he's
And
always
to me,
remember
he's been shaky this season. These,
right. He gonna ask
last
them
couple.
why we can't sell the doozy, why we can't sell the
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
doozy. Look at all the money we leaving on the table. And that's why Chance had to hit him upside his head in that one episode. Because like, look, this is not what we doing right now. So they so Sadiq, they back at the apartment. Sadiq is checking on Elise and Namuchi. You know that's your boy from
Opie.
Power Book too.
Mm-hmm.
What is
That's Opie.
we couldn't we was me and Tamika sitting trying to
Yeah,
figure out his
Obi.
name.
I couldn't think of his name.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
we mentioned it already, but we couldn't remember his name.
Yeah,
Obi,
that's
that's right.
Opie.
Yeah. I just because I wasn't even paying no attention to my son mentioned it. He said, that's the guy from Power Book too. I said, you
Mm-hmm. I knew
right.
who it was.
I just wasn't paying him no attention like that. I just yeah. Um, but yes, Brandon, I'm happy they were able to get a Feeney out as well. They got the enough money from taking out Ronnie to do it, and they was all going to sit down and have a celebration and eat and everything. And she said, "I got some place to be." I wonder if we didn't see where she had to go, so I wonder if was she going to. Well, I wonder where she was going. We didn't see. They didn't show us that.
I
Like,
think
was
I
she
she
hope
was
going?
she ain't
going
go
to.
back there.
I think she was going to talk to what's her
Oh,
name?
Margaret. Oh,
Margaret.
Margaret.
Yeah,
That's right. That's right. The
yeah.
next thing. That's right.
She
Yeah.
still just was feeling probably a mixture of emotions. Like she's like,
Yeah.
"Nah, I'll pass. I'll catch y'all on the next one." Yeah. And the Feeny
Yeah.
was saying thank you, and I heard what happened, and you stepped up, and she was just kind of like, okay, yeah, girl, you know.
Mm-hmm. And so Bumpy tells Columbo about, he knows about the dirty. When he showed him, gave him the book. So he said, "How'd you get your hands on this?" But anyway, Bumpy ain't, of course, not gonna tell how he got it, but he showed that they had dirty books. You know what I'm saying? Cheating the IRS. Um, so his this was a good plan of Bumpy. It was like, say, let the Italians take him out. Not instead of me taking him out, let them take their own people out. I thought it was a good plan to Bumpy. Because had he did it, it would have been worse,
Oh
right?
yeah, absolutely. That was the right thing to do.
Yeah. But is this
Mm-hmm.
gonna come back and bite Bumpy in the behind now because he was being deceptive with this?
Well, it seems like he can't catch a break. Every week is something stopping. But and this is the scene y'all had already mentioned earlier because so when she went to go tell Margaret about that this was her father. And Margaret is not even phased. She's sitting there writing her report on Vietnam War, and she was not phased. She was like, I mean, I don't know this guy. I don't know nothing about him. So what am I supposed to feel? You know, the only daddy she's ever known since she was born is Ellsworth. Because Bumpy had took the baby from Elise while Elise was out there on the streets. So she don't know nobody else but Ellsworth as being her daddy. So and technically he's the grandfather, but that's what she knows is her father. So
Exactly.
yeah. So I ain't mad at Margaret how she feel. I think Elise just probably felt some guilt, and I think that's what she just wanted to get that off her chest. I
That
think
was
it was,
nothing but guilt talking to her.
yeah, yeah.
That was guilt talking to Margaret. GUILT.
Mhm. But I told Tamika earlier before you jumped up here that I ain't about to cry over Ronnie now. It's this low level drug dealer,
Heck no.
out there giving people the smack and getting them strung out on the stuff. He probably got her strung out. He at least
Exactly. That was my next thing. Hey, let's have a date. And then next thing you know, she's strung out staying there with him for 3 months.
right, right. And the rest is history. Yeah. So that I'm not about to. We ain't about to do no repass for Ronnie. So it seems like every time we get a Ronnie, they're a bad person, right? We had the other Ronnie. um, mm, mm, mm. Uh, okay, where we in there? Here we go. So now yeah, so Bumpy was like, no, we're gonna just let them take their own people out. We not gonna get involved. And but you're right, it could come back to bite them in the butt.
Yeah,
I
because
don't
now
know.
now Stella knows, and so does that other guy that's with Stella knows that Bumpy. Well, I'm jumping ahead. I put my track shoes on.
Uh, well, anyway, but this big guy, Mickey Capalella, he got take he he was sitting there. You the godfather of my kids, and I would never do anything I'll pay off the judge. I'll if need be, I'll do the time. And Joe Colombo just can't take them chances, right, Tamika? Said I can't take that
He
chance.
just got out of the bank.
Exactly.
He
Yeah, he
just
said,
got out.
yeah, he can't take that, and he like what
Mm-hmm.
Moochie say, a hot one. He got a hot one right between the four,
That's a
right
hot
between the
one.
eyes.
Yep.
Right. Right between the eyes. Yeah, you can't take that chance. You can't take that chance. When you got somebody that's a little shaky, you got to take them down. That's what I said. I know I know I'm about to say a different show, but that's what I said about Marvin and early Tyler. Like you can't be
Mm-hmm.
taking no chances when people like this, because they at any given
Mm-mm.
time they can flip on you.
Exactly.
Okay, so
So
let me ask y'all this: do you think that that Frank Lucas was a snitch here because he told about the whole plan that
He's
him and
that.
Bumpy did?
I mean, I ain't gonna go there, but
don't
this man
ignore
been irking
it.
me since he got here. Like I'm so annoyed with him, and I was so annoyed with Stella. Even though it don't surprise me because I always say she's gonna think about herself first and what benefits her, and she still gotta play it off to a certain degree in front of the other guys too because they've been wanting to go at Bumpy, and they've been saying it's Bumpy, and she's been saying it's not. So you got Frank here throwing Bumpy name in it because I'm like, girl, how are you turning on Bumpy now when Bumpy been the one coming helping you and you've been going to him for help? Why would you just believe this low life criminal that took out the guy and went and pawned the ring just based off of what he's saying? That annoyed me so damn much, but I get it that's gonna be the play because now he done put it out there on Front Street. So it's like, okay, I can't make it seem like I'm not paying attention or I'm not gonna, be in charge as I'm supposed to be and now have to look into Bumpy. Now I'm gonna ask him, well, you make sure you tell me everything that's going on in the street. I was so annoyed.
Yeah.
I'm like, no, I already knew they wasn't gonna take him out, but I was like, no,
No,
take
yeah, I knew they wasn't gonna take him out. But
him.
but I know the guy. What's the guy that worked with her? He can't.
I think
Pino or Gino or whatever his name
Yeah,
is. He
yeah.
don't like
yeah, he
he
don't
don't like.
like Bumpy. He was like, oh, I
Mhm,
told you it was Bumpy. I'm like,
mhm.
shut the hell up.
This gonna come back to bite Stella some kind of way. I think this might bite Stella in the butt by not taking Frank out, but we know Frank is not going. But by not punishing him some type of way, I think it
I,
might come back and bite her in the butt.
I don't think it's gonna bite her in the butt. She gonna take out that fool. She don't like him already. She don't like
Come on. Oh, you
she
talking
don't
about the?
like the guy that's in charge.
Oh yeah,
Oh
yeah,
yeah,
yeah, yeah.
yeah,
But
The guy
absolutely.
that
really,
her father left in charge.
but
Right.
really,
He gonna have an accident.
but
Yeah.
really, isn't she the one in charge? But because she's the woman, she can't really be the face of the organization.
Yeah,
It seems like to me, she's the one running things.
she is.
They're not him. They just using him as a face.
Well, technically he's in charge, but she's in charge.
Yeah. Yeah, right, 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 right.
I
Because
think he gonna end up
sitting there like a mob
bringing
ball. They all
Chin
coming to
back.
her.
I think he gonna end up having to bring Chin back to make this thing work.
Yeah, because I don't think we done with Chin.
I don't think so either. I
No,
think he's gonna have to
no.
bring him back.
He left to go to Miami, but
Yeah, well, they made him leave.
yeah, they made him leave. Yeah, yeah, yeah. They made him leave. He went to Miami, but I believe he's coming back. I think by where we at episode 4, I say by 6 or 7, we might see Chin again.
Did he leave like that before?
Yeah.
Yeah.
When
When
the
he was in jail. That's right.
yeah. Yeah, that guy's acting balls. Yeah, but he
Right,
really
acting.
not no balls.
He
He,
acting like a pain in the ass.
yeah.
We gonna act and get some hot ones put in him. That's what's
Well,
gonna happen.
well, as far as Mickey up here, I'm glad that Mickey Mouse, whatever he is, I'm glad that he got a hot one in him because I ain't like how he was talking. Remember me and Tamika talked about it earlier when he kept talking about the blacks and all that. I don't like
Sound
him.
like who's in charge that be talking about the blacks like that.
Right. Mm-hmm. Right. Mm-hmm. So we got the fire back here for this big man, Mickey. He can jump right up in his fire.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, Stella. I mean, she's on our last nerve. She really has been on our
I
last.
wonder how. I'm very curious to see how the transition of Frank ending up working for Bumpy and driving for him is gonna come to be. Because right now he is so. Oh my goodness.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm trying to see how that's going. He gonna have to take him under his wing. And I
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
thought it was
Yeah.
gonna happen when they was talking this last time.
But
But
that means Chance and Pettigrew gonna be gone then, because I can't
mm-hmm.
see them working with him. I don't know. I don't. One of them gonna have to be gone. I think. Well, they
Oh
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
finally
one of them is definitely gonna be
That's why I
gone.
think what is going to happen. I think Pettigrew going to do something stupid,
Yeah.
and Bumpy like you had like you get one with him. And I
Mm-hmm.
think
Mhm.
you
I
going. I
agree.
think that's going to be the end of that with them two.
Mm-hmm.
Brandon, I was just about to go there. So Bumpy had the ribbon cutting ceremony. He looked happy now because he know that union guy's gone, and he on the front page of the paper and all that. And he's yeah, he's gonna name the casino. And so he's sitting there looking at the empty space um of the where the club is, where he envisions the club going to be, and this club St. Clair. And Tamika and I talked about it earlier at the beginning. That lady was a force to be reckoned with back in the day. She was a
Mm-hmm.
force, yeah, and nobody really talks about her because every time we hear about mobsters, we hear
Mm-hmm.
Lucky Luciano and Dutch Schultz
Isn't
and
that
all of them.
Queen?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
That
Mm-hmm.
was.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if okay, let me just explain it to everybody. If you didn't see Hoodlum with Lawrence Fishburne,
Yeah, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
that's St. Clair, y'all.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe me and the ladies will do that on a when we do our throwback movies.
Yeah, we so far back with the throwback. We gotta get
Mm-hmm.
we ain't did a throwback in a year, y'all. It's
I
almost a year.
know.
July was the last one that we did 2024. So
Mm-hmm.
it's probably maybe we'll see how next month go. We'll see how things go for June. We'll see how it go. But yeah, and even that story wasn't, that was a whole lot
Mm-hmm.
of Hollywood stuff. That wasn't an actual a thing either. But I think there is a
Nah,
documentary
she did go to
about her.
jail like that though. They did put her
Um,
in jail like that though.
no, but I'm saying about Hoodlum, that story is
Oh
not
yeah,
really like
yeah.
the real, that's a Hollywood
I
version,
wish they would have. They need to tell her story now.
That's what I'm
They
saying.
need
It's
to
not
do her
like a
story.
it's a whole lot of stuff in there that's not even a bumpy story. It's Hollywood. They did the best they could. It's still a good story.
Yeah, it was a
The
good
acting,
story.
everything was. Yeah, I love that movie. I love that movie. Um, but yeah, we need to find a good documentary or something because it was yeah, that lady was a force to be reckoned with. She wasn't no joke. And Bumpy
Mm-hmm.
did, and the real life Bumpy did actually work for this woman. So
Yeah.
okay,
When he
Brandon.
was standing out on the street, I thought he was gonna end up seeing Frank walk past.
Right. Right. Brandon, if you want, let us know if you want us to review it.
Yeah.
You know, it's probably on our list. Tamika
Mm-hmm.
got the long list. It's from here to China
Yeah,
about that.
it's up there.
All I know is the next thing we supposed to be doing is share.
I
Shut
know, I
your
know,
mouth.
I know, I know. We gonna get this. I thought this was I thought it was a good episode myself. I thought this was a I thought this was a pretty good episode. Um
It was. I like the build up.
Uh-oh, wait a minute. I done knocked y'all out. I'm always in the wrong damn.
When you change this picture.
I just, I'm always doing that all the time. I got so many of them little things up here, and I'll be messing up all the time.
Oh,
Every, yeah, listen. If y'all looking for perfection on somebody's YouTube channel, it ain't on Inga 71. It's always a mess, but that's what make it funny. That's what make it
don't be
fun.
quiet.
Yeah, no, I mean, because I'm
It's
always
together good.
I'm doing the best I can. It's not all professional like some people's channels got it all professional, but I'm doing the best I can. Um, but that's that on that. We'll be back. So far we've been consistent every Tuesday. I didn't think I was going to go today. I thought I was going to end up moving it to tomorrow, but I said no. So I'm gonna get this thing done now because the rest of the week we got other stuff going on. So
Can y'all come back with me tomorrow at 9 to do the trailer breakdown, or y'all got other
oh well,
obligations?
she's gonna be with EJ at 8. She might not be finished until probably
What they doing at 8?
Oh no, we usually
hand,
be done. It don't take that
handmaid,
long.
handmaid's
What are you
tale.
doing?
I
What
gotta catch up,
trailer you
man. I haven't
breaking
been really
down?
watching TV. I couldn't. I had
Look, I
so
didn't
much
know it was damn
going
6
on.
seasons. I said I'm real behind, so I can't jump in the chat with y'all because I don't know what's going on. I'm too far
Oh
behind. Yeah, so
yeah,
Yeah,
this
I
is the
gotta.
last season, so
How many season they
it's a
got?
good binge watch. And then I just saw that you had texted me on the other phone. I didn't even know about you. That's a good watch too.
oh yeah, I got confused on what number it was. And
I just saw it today.
I started watching you, right? I'm thinking, see, I didn't watch it before, so I'm thinking,
Yeah,
oh,
it's
it's
good.
10 episodes. I can jump in and that way I can jump in the chat with her and EJ, right?
Mhm.
I said 5 seasons. I said, ain't no way I'm able to finish this in enough time. I said,
It's a
that's
good
like I'm
binge
gonna still
though.
keep,
If y'all
no, I'm
never
still gonna
watched it,
continue to
it's
keep
good.
watching, but I probably won't be
Hmm
able to be, up to date with
hmm
what y'all talking about. But I'm still in season one. This guy crazy as cat shit
Yeah,
right now.
he
Okay.
crazy.
Yeah, yeah, he is real crazy. He
hmm
can do windows. He was, oh, no, I was going to say something, but I was going to say something.
Yeah,
Y'all
he
know
is
what y'all talking about
definitely
when
crazy.
he was caught in the bushes. I was like, what the hell is this guy
Hmm
doing? Yeah, I'm just on the first season, so yeah,
hmm
he's a mess, but I'm gonna continue to watch that.
I watched you, but I think I got to the second season and I stopped watching. What about how many seasons does The Handmaid's Tale have?
I think it's 6.
That's
Oh
six.
well, yeah, I
Yeah.
can't catch
Yeah,
up.
that's what I'm saying.
hmm
I started like a couple episodes, but I'm still in season 1, so
hmm
yeah, it'll be a while before I finish up with that. You because I just can't. I don't have. It's not enough time in the day to break.
Yeah.
You know.
I've
Uh,
been watching since the beginning, but I wasn't
this is the thing. If
reviewing
I was, yeah,
from the
yeah.
beginning because I didn't have my channel at that time. And then I think season 5 or 4, one of them was the first season that I did review on. So I'm just trying to see how it's gonna end off, and then they're gonna have a spinoff too. So you could get
Oh,
caught up on this one, so that way when the spinoff comes, you'll be up to date and you know what's
okay,
going on.
okay. I'm gonna finish watching.
Because it's bugged out, it really is.
And
And
Brandon said he's
it's
seen
something
every
that you can see
single
happening in real
shaft.
life.
Brandon said he's seen every single shaft and loved all of them. Rest
Oh,
in peace
you
to
know.
Richard Roundtree. Yes,
Yes.
yes, most definitely.
Mhm.
Yeah, yeah. No, we gonna get that that shaft. And we probably should talk about the other shaft too, the one with the remake with Sam Jackson, because that joint was funny as all get out. That thing was
Yeah, it was
hilarious.
some funny parts.
Yeah, it's a whole lot of funny parts. Yeah. Well, y'all, that's that on that for tonight. And we'll be back next week. And I hate being late, so hopefully next week I'll be on time. I'll be more organized, and we'll be back at 9:05. But if it's not 9:05, it might be 9:15, 9:30. So just keep the notifications on. But I'm excited to stick with the 9:05 around that time frame. So so you say you got that Tamika going on, and then for tomorrow, Handmaid's Tale. Then Moochie, you got anything going? You said what you got going on for the rest of the week?
I gotta do my recap for Godfather of Harlem. I'm gonna do the trailer breakdown for the next episode, and I'm trying to get back on track again. Just keep y'all notifications on
Yeah,
and please
just take
bear
it
with
day
me.
by day. You got a lot going on. Both of
Yeah, I
y'all
got a
got a
lot
lot
going
going
on
on.
right now, y'all.
Yeah, everybody got stuff going. So just take it day by day and don't beat yourself up if you can't get it
Yeah,
out
I'm
on
not.
time.
I'm
All that.
not. I'm not
Yeah,
because I know I
just
might have to step away the way things is going for a
go
little
on. Right, right,
get
right.
things situated.
Thank you, Candy, for coming through and
Hi,
always showing
Kenzie.
everybody's support. We love you. Um,
Mhm.
all right, y'all. Well, I'm gonna go ahead on in and Brandon. We see come back next week now, Brandon. Okay, we want to see you next week.
And please subscribe to the channels. Thank you,
Yes,
Brandy
yes, yes.
Tony.
I think Brandon subscribed to everybody. I
Okay.
think so.
Okay.
I think he
Okay.
did. Yeah. If you're not Brandon, go on and do that, please. To for Tamika and Moochie, you know, show the support. We really appreciate it.
Yes.
And let's see. Do I got an outro? I ain't really got no outro, y'all. I just see y'all the next time. Thank y'all for watching. Like, share, comment, and subscribe. Bye.